I got a text from some very credible dudes who said they pressed 50 to take down all the Big Meech posts, right? Once again, I got the text, I read it out loud, I was on...
Big Meech's giant welcome home concert
I told you it
was canceled.
What'd I tell you?
The bill was
What
insane.
did I say?
The list of artists on it was...
This one right here, it's wild. Big Meech, the original BMF boss, the legend who built an empire from the dirt, is heated. Word on the street is, Meech got wind that Rick Ross been riding a little too close to 50 Cent lately. And if you know the history between these three, you know that's a line you don't cross. Because what started as respect, Ross saying, "I think I'm Big Meech," has now turned into betrayal in Meech's eyes. And when Meech speaks, the whole game listens.
Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Now let's rewind the clock for a sec. Rick Ross built a lot of his early rep on that BMF imagery. Big cars, money, luxury, that mob boss energy. His hit record BMF had the streets on fire. It was a tribute, right? An ode to Meech and the movement. Back then, even Meech himself respected it. He saw it as love. Like Ross was keeping the legacy alive while he was locked down. Ross would shout out BMF in interviews, rocking the lifestyle, living that boss talk Meech once preached.
I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the sun.
See, Meech's people been loyal since day one. That BMF name, it don't come cheap. So when 50 Cent came through and built an entire TV universe around BMF, the story, the name, the image, it hit different. Odd was getting rich off it, even though Meech's side felt like they weren't being shown proper respect. And Ross, he was supposed to be family. That's what really got Meech hot.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up? When Fizzo don't show up? And all these show up?
Problem with some rappers, some rappers think they war ready and they beef ready till they step into the beef. And then they get somebody coming at them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what it's like to have beef with 50 Cent? 50 Cent is incredible with the beef. Not just musically, with every day he was going viral. Yo, your mother, your wife, I'm like, oh my God, this guy here. Like, don't get beef with 50 Cent.
Sources close to Meech say when he heard Ross bigging up 50's BMF show, saying it was genius, saying 50 did his thing, that's when things flipped. To Meech, that wasn't support, that was switching sides. Because in Meech's world, loyalty ain't flexible. Either you riding with the family or you riding with the opposition.
I can't believe a stand-up dude doing his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm gonna become a rat.
Ross been saying for years, yo, I did that song out of love, out of respect for what Meech represented, the hustle, the vision. But Meech don't see it that way anymore, not after that 50C link-up energy. See, you gotta remember, 50 and Ross been going back and forth for over a decade. Diss tracks, court cases, baby mama drama, all that. So for Meech, who's known Ross since back in the day, seeing Ross cozy up to 50 now, that felt like a chess move and not a loyal one.
So BMF is BMF, but not because of 50, it's because of Big Meech, right? That's his story, that's his life, right? So I don't think 50 doing them no favors. They both profited, right?
And then the streets started whispering. Ross just using that BMF name to keep himself relevant. Ross picking the money side, not the loyalty side. Those kinds of whispers don't fade easy. And when word got back to Meech, he ain't take it lightly.
I owe you no loyalty. That mean I can't go get money elsewhere, right? If more money get presented to me, right, I'm gonna go get me a bag. I just did 20 years in prison, right? I'm not gonna let nobody stop no bags come in because of y'all beef, bro.
One of Meech's people said Meech felt played. He said Ross talked like family, but he out there congratulating a man who profited off my name without permission. That's heavy talk from someone like Meech, a man who built his brand on codes and loyalty. And this ain't just ego. To him, this is about legacy.
Dude, we're playing with dude. You know, I'm gonna say that much. Over and out. I catch y'all when I catch y'all.
Because while Ross out here living lavish and shouting, I think I'm Big Meech, The real Big Meech been fighting for his name behind those walls. He ain't got the luxury to post, to clap back, to clear his name every time someone uses it. So when Ross aligns with the man profiting off that story, yeah, Meech gonna feel disrespected. Look,
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
but let's be fair. Ross's people been saying, look, it's not about taking sides. It's about hip hop. It's about storytelling. It's about giving flowers to legends. And maybe that's true. But in the street world, context matters. Who you stand next to matters. You can't toast champagne with a man your brother considers an enemy and expect everything to be cool. So now, we in this weird space, Big Meech feeling betrayed, Ross claiming innocence, and 50 just sitting back watching it all unfold, probably smiling behind the scenes. That's the power 50 always had. Control the narrative, make everybody else dance to his beat. And Ross, whether he meant to or not, he just stepped into 50's orchestra.
What up, though, boss of all bosses? And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
50 even said in interviews, I ain't gotta explain nothing. Meech respect what I built. We telling his story the right way. But you already know, that don't mean Meech co-signed everything. He respect the business move, sure, but that don't mean he cool with how the game's playing out. Thing is, when you're a legend like Meech, your story ain't just a show or a soundtrack, it's your life. Every scene, every lyric, every dollar made off your name carries weight. So when other people start capitalizing on that without checking in, it feel like somebody using your reflection to build their castle. Meech been in the game long enough to know how the industry moves. He's seen how folks act when there's cameras, contracts, and clout involved. So when Ross and 50 started moving like best friends, taking pictures, talking business, Meech felt the message. The loyalty he thought he had was negotiable. And that's the part that stings. Cause Ross ain't just some random rapper, he's somebody who once called himself Big Meech. Somebody who built his boss persona off that image. So now, to see him salute 50, the man who turned Meech's life into entertainment, it hit like betrayal disguised as applause. Meech ain't trying to beef, but he's making it clear. Respect his name, respect the foundation, and don't cross that invisible line between admiration and exploitation. In the streets, that line means everything. And once it's crossed, there's no going back.
He had your key. Do you know what your one key? Me and you got the same key to any embarrassment. Whether it's factual or not, what is it? What's your key?
Being exposed?
Lena,
okay.
See, what a lot of people don't understand is Meech ain't out here hating on success. Nah, he built his empire watching others win and still making his own lane. But when you take somebody's name, somebody's legacy, and start stacking your bread off it, you gotta come correct. You can't halfway salute a man that taught you the blueprint, then turn around and shake hands with his rival. That's like breaking the code of the game. And if you from the streets, that's one thing you don't do. Now let's be real. 50 Cent plays chess, not checkers. Everything he does got strategy behind it. He knows how to stir the pot, get people talking, and control a narrative like no other. So when Ross started showing love to 50's BMF show, 50 didn't just see support, he saw leverage. He saw a way to make Ross look like he was bending the knee, and 50 loves that power. He feeds off that kind of moment. Meanwhile, Meech is watching all this from a distance, from behind those walls, through secondhand news, through what his people tell him. Imagine that. You sitting in a cell, hearing folks debate your name like it's a brand instead of a life story. You see your old friends cozying up with the same man who turned your movement into primetime TV. It's more than frustration. It's insult wrapped in business suits. And Ross, he trying to play neutral, smiling, laughing, posting motivational quotes like everything's all love. But anybody who's been around this industry long enough knows, silence speaks louder than interviews. You can say no beef all day, but when you align yourself with somebody your brother don't rock with, that silence sounds a lot like betrayal. Meech comes from an era where every handshake meant something. Every word had weight. When he says loyalty, he don't mean it as a catchphrase. He means it like it's a contract written in blood. So when he hears Ross doing shout-outs for 50's project or speaking on the business side, it sounds like excuses, not explanations. And the fans caught on quick. Social media lit up. Comments saying Ross forgot who he was shouting out and Meech built that boss energy. Now Ross trying to sell it to 50. The internet don't miss a thing. And even though Meech can't hop online to respond, his message travels fast through his people. They let it be known. Meech ain't feeling the energy. What's crazy is, the street's been waiting for a moment like this. Two eras of power clashing in silence. Meech represents that old school street discipline, the code of the blacktop. Ross represents that new school luxury boss lifestyle. Champagne, Lambos, million-dollar talk. And 50? He's the puppet master, the businessman who learned how to flip street cred into Hollywood gold. So when all three names cross paths, it's like history colliding with strategy. Ross probably thought he was playing it smart, keeping peace with both sides. But in this game, neutrality don't exist. You either stand with the name that made you, or you stand with the network that's making money off it. You can't straddle that line without losing respect from one side. And right now, the side Ross is losing respect from just happens to be the one that gave him his boss identity in the first place. And yo, the irony. Ross been talking loyalty his whole career. Self-made, Maybach music boss. All those words came from that BMF spirit, that belief in family over fame. But when it came time to show it, the moves didn't match the motto. Meech's people even said, "We ain't asking Ross for money or shout-outs. We just asking him to stand on the same principles he built his name on." That's real talk. They don't want an apology, they want acknowledgement. A simple, yo, I got love for Meech and the family and I'll never disrespect. That bond, that's it. But Ross too busy protecting his image to clear the air.